Hi and welcome to this session. Today I want to share with you my experience when working with Azure SQL on Mac OS with the new Apple Silicon. If you are developing application running on the cloud using Azure SQL Edge, then the best approach would be to use Docker. For that, you need to install Docker for Mac. Fortunately, Docker is running natively on the new M1 chips, and you have to pull the Docker image from the official Docker repository. Microsoft provides two images, the standard one, the SQL Server, the desktop version. Unfortunately, this one is not yet supported on the M1 chips, and there is the second one, the Azure SQL Edge. Fortunately, it is supported on the M1 chips. We can use it, and you should know that there is a limitation in the Azure SQL Edge comparing to the first one. Security limitation, you cannot create trigger, but as you are writing code that should run on the cloud, then you have to use the second one. I will show you how to install it. After that, optionally, you can use the Azure Data Studio to access the database. For example, if you want to create new database, user setup development environment, I will show you how to do that. And also I will show you how to make the change in the container persistable. So when you stop the container, there is several ways to make the change persistable. You can commit the change to the image, but this is bad approach. I will show you how to do that. So let's get started. I suppose you have already installed the Docker for Mac. It is pretty simple. So we can check the version. Docker-d info, and you see it is the Docker supporting the M1 chip. And after that, you need to pull the image from the Docker repository using this command. Because I have already done this, it will not take much time. The image is already there. We can check it with this command. You see I have both images. We will run this one. I have also prepared one script. Run SQL I prepared. You can also put your command in a shell script and run it whenever you need to run the container. It is a simple one, docker run parameter, and you see here you should accept the license of using the Docker, and then you have only to specify the password for the SA, the system administrator, and you can put whatever you want. And this one you have to map port. So the gas, this is the host, and this is the gas port. I'm using the same and the default one. And the most important, volume mapping, I have created a folder to hold all files from the Docker. So I am mapping this one from the Docker to the host and this one. Why I'm doing this? This will make the change in my container persistable, and this is the best way how you can persist. It is workaround. You can also commit the change to your image, but this is not the best approach. So this one will do the work. I'm using this switch is only to destroy the container, to remove the container from my local repository, meaningful name for your container. And this is the image, and you tell the Docker to run the image in the background. So let's run this command. At first we check whether, so no container is running now. Now we will run the SQL. We will do that. The container has been created, and we can check here. You see the data has been created. We can use Azure SQL data to access the database. So the database now is running. We can check here, and you see this is my container, and we can use this program available on Mac. It is the Azure Data Studio. It is pretty easy to install. We can create a new connection. Yes, here, and you need to specify the server, local host, and we will use SQL login because we provided the password for the SA user, and the password is what we have entered here. So this is our password. You can change the password. There is no issue with that. It is a dev environment. So this is the password. Connect. Enable trust service certificates. Yes. And you see we are connected to our database. The database now is empty, so it has only system databases. So for development purpose, to set up your development environment, I would recommend that you create a dev user, a dev database. I will show you how to do that. So just here create a new query and you can and you see this tool is powerful, has code completion. So create, and you see the database has been created. Let's refresh. Yeah, now we will create a user, because it is not good to connect to the database with a privileged user. So let's choose use the test DB, for example, and there we will create login, for example, demo. The password should meet SQL Server recommendation, for example, this one. We created the demo user. Now we will create user demo for this, using this login demo, and after that we will create schema. This is the schema, and automatically we grant privilege to demo user. After that we will, this is important, it means that whenever you are logged as demo and you create object without specifying or schema name, so tables or objects will be automatically created in demo schema. After that we will only grant create table to demo and see if it will work. Now we can create new connection, T3ST user, yeah, and we use the test DB. Let's create table test ID int, and let's see the user is able to create, select, we can check that from information. The table has been created in the correct schema in this. What we have to test yet, if this change will survive restart of the container. So let's do the test. We will stop the container. SQL Edge has been stopped. Docker PS. So we will run the container again, check whether the changes are still there. So this is very important. As we have seen, we have used this switch to map this directory from the gas to the host. So let's check. So we are automatically connected here once the database is available. Let's check, and you see the database is still there. So I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, and bye.